This is Jamey with Stonemeyer Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in Ganesha. This is an Azul-like game. If you like Azul, I think you'll find a lot of similarities here. Very simple rule set, some beautiful components that come together in a satisfying game. The basics of this game, because I don't think a lot is out there about it, is on your turn, you are collecting crystals that are on this mat. This is scaled by player count. So we played a two-player game using these beige hexes. You take those crystals and you put them over on your little player mat, either in one of the destiny slots or in the treasury slot. And then if you'd like, you can move those crystals in a two-player game over onto this mat. There are different mats scaled by player count. Really good scaling in this game. You can move crystals from your treasury of a certain color, all of a certain color, onto this mat where you score points. So if I want to put blue crystals out here and the previous crystal was on the 3, then I would get to put one on the 7 here, and say I put 3, I put 7, 4, and 5, and those are all points that I will immediately earn. That's the core flow of the game. There are a couple of things in here that I really, really like. One is the spatial element, or kind of planning element, I would say, of using this mat here. The rule here is you can have one crystal on each of these destiny slots. If you have them here, you can't transfer them over to the point mat. But you actually kind of want crystals of different colors on these spaces, or the same color, because it lets you gain additional crystals from this mat. On your turn, normally you gain one crystal from this mat, but if you have a crystal that matches the color of one on your destiny mat, you can gain an extra one. You can gain 2 crystals, which is great. I mean, it's double the number of crystals that you're gaining, which will end up giving you more points. So you're kind of planning ahead just a little bit, looking at each round which crystals are randomly placed on this mat. You're planning ahead just a little bit so that you have a crystal here in the destiny slot, so that you can gain an extra crystal from this hex-shaped mat. At the same time, when you gain additional crystals, you have the choice. Do you put them immediately in your treasury or in one of the destiny slots? If you put one in the destiny slot, it either goes there if there's nothing else there, or it pushes a crystal into the treasury slot. So there's this interesting flow, a little bit of planning ahead so that you can gain as many crystals and really gain as many crystals as possible, but get enough in your treasury. This is the second mechanism. Get enough in the treasury so that when you go to put all of the same color crystals into the point scoring mat, that you can maximize that, because you don't want to use that portion of your turn. You can only do this once per turn to move only one crystal over to this mat. You want to move several at the right time to gain the most points. And so there's this nice flow of the game, this nice rhythm to it, where you're trying to keep crystals in the destiny slots at the right time, but push them into the treasury so that you can place 2 or more, ideally like 3 or 4 at a time, of the same color onto this mat to maximize your points. And that's it. Like, it's not a complicated game, but I really like those little interesting decisions that you make throughout the game so that the timing of those elements works out really well. If you've played Ganesha, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, or if you've played a game like it, a game that reminds you of what I just talked about here, I'd love to hear your thoughts about that game as well in the comments below. Thanks.